Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to discuss two topics. The first one is the changing strategy of Maruti, and the second one is recent development in Tata Motors. Let's start with Maruti first. Uh, I raised the question of the strategy of Maruti earlier. I raised this question from my YouTube channel, older one, maybe one or a couple of videos, uh, which I used to run from another one channel earlier. And also, I have discussed this on a few live platforms as well. So, around a couple of years back, Maruti's management, during one call, told that uh, they are keen to penetrate the demographics with the small car or let's say hatchback or entry level hatchback, to more specifically to say entry level hatchback. So I was never in favor of this particular strategy because uh, I my understanding was the changing taste preference of the consumers with change in the uh, I would say change in the customer consumer preference with change in the disposable income. And it is very much evident. Everyone must have noticed this change in the taste, in the preference with the change in the disposable income, change in the disposable income, specifically post-COVID. So there is a drastic change. And if you compare, I discussed with the data also in some of my videos in some live platforms as well, that if we consider October 2020, November 2020, till that period, Maruti used to hold around 45% market share. Afterwards, what happened? What made the Maruti's market share to fall below 40%? It come down to 38, 39% by maybe end of 21 or early 2022. So the reason behind, although Maruti's management told lack of supply of the semiconductors was the reason behind why Maruti's sales was falling. That was correct up to a certain extent, but the entire loss of revenue could not be attributed to the loss of, let's say, semiconductor issue. Semiconductor issue was prevalent, and all manufacturing auto OEMs faced this trouble. It was not only Maruti, but in the same period when Maruti lost 6% market share, 6-7% market share, in the same period, Tata Motors, who used to be third position, well behind uh, the second player Hyundai, with 7%, around 7% market share, they simply doubled in this period of time. And that is the prudence of Tata Motors, and they have doubled their market share from 7% to 14% in this period of time. It is hovering around 14% now slightly lower than 14%, 13.5 around that after January, means in January 2024. The point is this Maruti strategy and their penetration, they tried to penetrate with the small car. But if you check the data, you can clearly find that the entry level hatchback, where Maruti is like conquering the market, has conquered the market for quite long, and this particular category have a significant contribution in their top line as well, in number of volumes as well, which is consistently falling. But still, Maruti, up to a certain extent, has caught up. Like I have seen around 42%, little more than 42% market share of Maruti in January 2024. This is not because of the gradually normalizing semiconductor issue. Let me tell you, this is due to Maruti's changing strategy of focusing into SUV category. Now, what Maruti's management told, let me tell you, Maruti's management told uh, in FY25 onwards, 6 out of 10 launches will be SUV. And Suzuki Motors Indian subsidiary is going to double its output from 4 million units per 4 million units by uh, FY30. With launch of new models and organic growth in the existing model, Maruti targets to sell 5,40,000 to 5,60,000 units in FY26. Now, see the aggression what Maruti has started showing with the SUVs, which was absent earlier days, which I was vocal about. Now, Maruti also said it's not only about SUV, EV is going to play a key role as well. Although EV is at the nascent stage in the four-wheelers domain in India, but still going forward in upcoming 4, 5, 6 years, EV will have a significant play in India. Maruti is also going to launch its first electric SUV in October 2024. A small EV is also going to be launched in May 2026. And very importantly, with the upcoming new launches, Maruti is more focused, more focused into the higher priced category, higher priced cars. So again, premiumization of the product portfolio rather than focusing bottom of the pyramid based on the market scenario. This is very important at this point in time. Now, Maruti, okay, one another issue is there, which I am vocal about, that is the safety rating. Now, when I asked the management, maybe 1 year, 1.5 years back, when I asked the management of Maruti, how do you assess the safety of the car? So Maruti's management said that safety of the car, or let's say they have defined safety of the car in terms of number of airbags. I am never in support of this strategy. Safety cannot be defined by the number of airbags. Now it's about the build quality, which is going to prevail the market. With growing awareness, like it was absent for last many years, uh, consumers started focusing higher price cars, SUVs, sunroof, luxury cars, but this build quality was absent. Now, Tata Motors have actually made the revolution in this category. Let me tell you, Tata Motors had the edge. Tata Motors had the edge over any other players or rest of other players in the Indian market due to their exposure in JLR and also their exposure in Europe. That helped Tata Motors to have a ready platform. When this change in dynamics uh, started happening, or let's say started implementing in the market, people started adopting these higher priced cars, SUVs started tending towards higher priced cars, luxury cars. Then Tata Motors emerged as the biggest beneficiary due to their existing platform. What the right they did, that they hit the market at the right time with Punch, with Nexon, and all these were super hit. Now, in this 1.5 year, rest of other players when lost market share, then Tata Motors has doubled their market share, which I have already discussed. Now, very importantly, as far as build quality is concerned, going forward, people, the way awareness is building, people will start purchasing cars based on the build quality. That will also get weightage. It's not only mileage. Now, it's not about how whether sunroof is there or not. Those are factors, but simultaneously, this build quality also going to get priority. And specifically, when those luxury items will be absent, like sunroof or any additional feature, people will focus on the build quality first. That is my assumption. And uh, and that is why in terms of build quality, Tata Motors is well ahead. Maruti needs to change its strategy in terms of its safety of the car. Next, the point of discussion is Tata Motors, the latest development in Tata Motors. Tata Motors, a couple of days back, Tata Motors has declared that they are going to demerge their uh, commercial vehicle business. So, what would be the impact on the shareholders? Very important. And this is one another topic where I was very, very vocal. I've spoken this on many live platforms, and people who follow me for some time, they know quite well. In my earlier videos also, I tried to substantiate it with data. See, Tata Motors, as far as commercial vehicle is concerned, Tata Motors is the largest player in the LCV segment. When in the MHCV segment, Ashok Leyland is the largest player. Now, in LCV segment, Tata Motors did exceptionally well in commercial vehicle for last 1.5 year. Commercial vehicle had a big thrust in the market. There was good volume addition, and in this period of time, all of the commercial vehicle players did well, as Tata Motors also did well. But shareholders didn't get benefit out of it. Why? Because if you see the consolidated income statement of Tata Motors, you will find the larger part of the revenue of Tata Motors comes from JLR and then PV segment. So altogether, this JLR and Indian passenger vehicle market comprises the most of the part of the most of the top line, or let's say most of the revenue of the income statement. So naturally, any change, maybe 30, 40, 50% increase in the revenue might have very minimal impact on the consolidated income statement of Tata Motors. That is something which we need to understand. And that is why, despite doing good, the company, we didn't get any additional benefit due to this commercial vehicle segment. Although other segments were also coming on track, JLR was coming on track, Indian PV market was doing exceptionally well. I mentioned that the company increased its market share from 7% to 15% in the Indian PV market. Despite that, like obviously Tata Motors price appreciated. So all these happened due to the combined effect of everything. JLR, uh, uh, passenger vehicle segment, but commercial vehicle had very minimal impact. Although commercial vehicle market, Tata Motors is one of the largest player. In LCV market specifically, Tata Motors is the biggest player. But there was no benefit, specific benefit derived from this particular category. Why it is so? I said, like, the contribution of this commercial vehicle in the overall top line comprising their JLR business, it's very small. And that's why in the consolidated number, it has hardly any impact. That's why earlier also in my videos, in some live platforms, I said the benefit of the commercial vehicles can be derived only if Tata Motors demerge their or spin off their CV business. So finally, this is a good news for the shareholders. I don't know what would be the swap ratio, what kind of what is the number of shares shareholders are going to get for the commercial vehicle demerger. So that details is not there with me. I am not sure whether the company, whether the management has declared anything. I don't have any update regarding that. But uh, going forward, I believe that it will be listed separately. So uh, once it get listed, obviously shareholders will have some benefit in the future. Uh, any change in the CV market in terms of its performance, profitability, everything will be reflected in the price of the Tata Motors commercial vehicle segments share. And it can be positive side, it can be negative side. If commercial vehicle business shrinks, its profitability compressed, obviously the negative impact will come in the share prices, as well as when it will do good, that will translate into the revenue and will be reflected in the stock prices as well. So this is the good news altogether. So these are the points which I had to discuss today. But please note, neither of the stocks discussed here is buy, sell, or hold recommendation. This is an eye opener for all of my investors, all of the investors. And please don't forget to subscribe my channel and like this video. Thank you so much.